And you're watching Pretty Brown and Nerdy. Hey nerds! Okay, Camille here from Pretty Brown and Nerdy, and I'm here with the lovely pieces of Josie and the Pussycats, Val and Melody, and this is Haley and Asha, and we're basically here from Comic-Con just with the Pussycats, and I'm just so excited. I'm just a little bit overwhelmed. Anyway, so Riverdale, how do you guys feel about being on this like epic comic show that's got this crazy following?
Yeah, it's nuts. And it's great because I grew up reading Archie comics, so it's like it's pretty crazy to have. I read for Cheryl, I auditioned for Cheryl, and Josie and Valerie, but being a Pussycat was like a top priority.
Yes.
Of the three. I mean, of between Cheryl and a Pussycat.
Well,
like
you're
a
the
dream role.
perfect Val. So
Thank you.
yes, and Melody. So how do you feel about it? Like,
it's amazing. I feel like as an actor, like you can go from like project to project and never really be on a project that kind of like takes you forward. And I feel like Riverdale is such a blessing in that everybody knows what it is. Everybody knows Archie comics. So even when it was going out, like obviously we were nervous, like wondering how like the fans would respond or react. But I don't know. It was really cool to know that so many people received it so well. So it's a blessing for sure.
yeah. So basically, Riverdale is an interesting take on the comics. How do you guys feel about the interpretation of the show versus the comics? I know you said you were an Archie fan. Did you look into the source material? How did you feel about Josie and the Pussycats, especially y'all being Black Josie and the Pussycats?
Yes,
girls
stay alive and proud.
Yes, not just women of color, Black. Like that's really important to us. So.
When we also met when we all saw each other in the wardrobe fitting, we were like,
I thought they got it mixed up.
we're like,
I was like, wait. First I saw Ashley, and first when I got the audition, I was like, Ashley had already been cast, and I'm like, I'm not gonna go in. They're not gonna put two Black girls in a group, and it's so funny how we're so conditioned to like think that way.
Yeah. Okay. So singers, actresses, like, were you expecting to go in having like vocal chops, or were you just like really worried? I mean, like, you're singers.
Yeah, so. I sang first.
Yes. Okay.
So I was more worried about the dialogue portion of the audition.
Yeah.
But yeah, it worked out.
What about you?
Yeah, no, I expected the singing because we had to sing in our audition.
Your audition?
Yeah, and I've always been a singer my whole life, so for me it was just natural and like such a perk to be able to do both.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what do you see for your next season in Riverdale? Like, what do you see your characters doing, being like, what's going to happen for Josie and the Pussycats in the future for season 2?
Well, it's funny because people always ask us that, but like we actually don't know. We find things out so last minute when it comes to the show. But that being said, I mean, I'm hoping for some fleshed out storylines. I'd love to know more about who these girls are because they're so talented, they're so strong. We see that they're like, these high school divas who kind of show up, but it's like, who are they? What's behind that? And I think it'd be really interesting to dive into that and get to know who they are as people.
Yeah,
but we do know for sure that there's going to be a lot more music.
Yeah,
that's honestly
that's
that's really what we care about, though, because we were just like, I want to see Josie and the Pussycats more in the show. I want to see them singing. I want to see more music and just.
And us too.
We definitely have more of an opportunity. Well, I mean, the writers have more of an opportunity to tell our story with 22 episodes rather than 12.
Yeah, but again, like we're just we get it so last minute. But we want that too, like just as much as everyone else. Like, I mean, growing up and being able to like, see people on TV that you relate to. I remember watching like That's the Raven, and like that was my shit, just because she was so. Yeah. It was so cool to just see someone who was just like normal, and she was like funny, and she was like on TV, and and like great. I think. People keep asking us, like, is there going to be more? And I think the answer to that is we don't know, but we would love to give you guys that, and we would love to show you three-dimensional characters, three-dimensional Black women who have completely different personalities and are people and are also authentic, not just rolling their necks and snapping their fingers,
Especially y'all with your natural hair out, with showing different types of, natural hair. Braids, if you ever wear your hair straightened, whatever, like that's the kind of thing that like young Black women, young Black femmes really need to see on television. And so the fact that you guys are like bringing that and multifaceted and beautiful and all different shades, that's really important to us.
And it's great. So. Let me tell you that Ashley is very strong about having her hair, natural and not really letting anyone dictate how it's going to go. She's
Anyone.
really, honest to
Like,
God, been
yeah.
like an inspiration for me because I'm more soft-spoken in that way. So when someone is saying this is what we're going to do, I'm like, okay. But Ashley's like, no. And it's like a fucking empowering.
No, it's okay.
I forgot.
Yeah.
God,
No,
thank
she
God.
really sets the tone for the show. It's so funny because season 1, I had this like long flowing like weave. I remember I was saying to you like, oh, like I need something to like make my character different from you guys, and I like went and got even longer weave, and like it just became a shit show. And like not just like I love my weave and it looked hella good. Like I'm not gonna lie. But that being said, I remember saying to Ashley like, yeah, I'd like to wear my natural hair, but I don't think they'd let that happen. Like 3 of us with our natural hair, no. And again, it's so funny how we have that mentality of that would never happen just because you've never seen it before, you know?
Yeah.
And I ended up doing it. I asked the writers if I could come back with my natural hair, and they were so kind about it. They were like, for sure. They were so super happy about it. And I think for all of us, it's a beautiful self-love journey and a journey of self-discovery too, because we're all learning about our hair. Like we're still figuring it out. It's funny when people like come at us and try to like pick and poke at our hair and like hair and makeup, and like it's not that we're being like mean or being like don't touch it, but we still don't even know what to do with it. We're still figuring it out. So how could you know, you know? So I think it's a really cool journey, not just for the show, but for our own selves, of learning about our hair, seeing the different things it can do, playing with hairstyles, and just falling in love with who we are authentically without all the extra, you know, hot combs and straighteners.
Yeah, see, that's great. Like, basically, I mean, we are pretty brown and nerdy, so we talk about like nerd stuff, but us being black and embracing that's a really important aspect of like who we are.
And to say that, like,
exactly.
black, but it doesn't mean that like, oh, we're black. Like, no, we're human, you know, and our skin is black. And I think that when we can like just become like so proud in that and not feel like ashamed, like it somehow makes us like different or other, I think that's when we've made progress. When I can sit here and say to you like, yeah, I'm a black woman and I'm wearing my natural hair, but not feel ashamed or weird or like I shouldn't be saying that to you, you know?
But at the same time, I feel like you shouldn't even have to say it. It should just be like,
it's just a part of you. There's not.
Is that afro hair? I'm
But I
like,
think it's like interesting that it makes people uncomfortable. Like the idea does make, even to say it, it kind of feels like, oh, maybe I shouldn't be saying that. But it's like, no, every single human experience is valid. And if I was sitting here being like, I have blonde hair, it would be fine, you know? So I think it's just about being proud of what you bring to the table and who you are, and knowing that it has just as much value as what everyone else is bringing to the table as well.
Oh my goodness, you guys are so inspiring, and just hearing you say that and like reaffirm, you know, black women in media, black women in television, in a show like this, it's really just, it feels good. So thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yeah,
We're so honored.
we really appreciate you.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm wrapping up, and you guys should definitely watch Riverdale so you can see these lovely
October
ladies.
11th.
Yeah.
Season 2, October 11th on the CW.
Josie and the Pussycats.
Did you hear it? Josie and the Pussycats. So
Hey guys, it's Haley from Riverdale.
Hey guys, it's Asha. I play Melody on Riverdale.
And you're watching Pretty Brown and Nerdy.
thank you so much, ladies. I really appreciate you. I was a little nervous.